Welcome to episode 19 of the Sweet Natured Cruise Cast. Hi, I'm Linz, as long as I'm joined by Marky.
Hello.
Hello. And today we have a very special guest who's going to be talking to us about ship within a ship cruising. But first, a little mood music.
I'm going to take it from your face there that you are not as impressed with episode 19 mood music as episode 18.
I liked episode 18. Episode 19, what year is it?
I was just kind of going with some like jazzy, upbeat thing.
Thanks.
We'll keep working on some mood.
All right, I feel we're going to cut to our special guest and
they'll have just hung up quickly. So there's every possibility that will actually happen. So for anyone that's watching the video one, they will already see who our special guest is.
Yes.
But to anyone listening to the audio one, it gives us great pleasure to welcome Emma of Emma Cruises. Welcome,
Hello,
Emma.
thanks for having me.
Hello, welcome. Sorry about the music.
I enjoyed it. I've got my cat Hudson here, and he was fast asleep, and then he looked up like, what? But he liked it. It was good. No, it was nice.
I don't blame him.
That's generally your reaction when you hear the mood music.
Yes, absolutely.
I like it. No, that fits well with our theme, I think. I could hear that being played in, ship within a ship by the pool.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
How are you coming round to my mood music?
They're wearing a sparkly jacket.
Perfect. Yeah, white
That's
glove.
what they would be doing. That's
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
As both you and Emma have said, today's topic is we're talking ship within a ship.
Mm-hmm.
Are they a step up in cruising?
Yeah.
Was it a bit of hype? And just really going to talk about our experience on it and our thoughts and whether it is kind of the future of cruising.
Okay.
So it's probably worth us just saying what we think ship within a ship cruising is.
Okay.
So shall we pass that over to Emma first? Then we can stop talking and have a drink.
Well, we can. Yes. I didn't want to lumber Emma right from the
That's
get-go.
okay. I'll give it my best shot. So, for me, I think of a
Thank
ship
you.
within a ship concept as an area that has its own restaurant, its own lounge, and normally cabins in there. So it's a bit more premium service, and you just have your own version of the stuff that you find on the bigger ship. So it is like having a small river ship or a small yacht inside a big ship. Cruise lines do it differently, of course. Some of them have more perks than others. Some are very spread out. But I think that's the idea, is you can get through the doors that not everyone else can get through.
The doors.
Yes. Amazing.
Well, that's why Emma gets the big views.
Because
Well-
it's so concise and perfect.
That's a way better answer than I would have done if I'd have sort of written it down for
I've been
hours.
thinking about that one recently.
What does it mean to you, though? Does it mean anything different to you?
No, not at all. It's the doors.
Yeah, if you can get through the door.
The doors.
Yeah.
It's where you feel you can go out into, for example, MSC Virtuosa that we've done. You go out into the big ship. It's vibrant. It's lots of people, noisy, busy, lots of people, and then you can escape to the ship within a ship bit, which that sounded like the start of Cheers, but everybody knows your name. They take good care of you.
Oh, cheers.
And it's you feel special when you're in there.
It does feel much more personal.
Yes.
And I think one of the bigger confusions that people get with ship within a ship is when they're looking at, for instance, a suite experience.
Yes.
Because you can have a suite experience on ship within a ship, but not all suite experiences are a ship within a ship. So what I mean by that, and it's probably worth us covering the cruise lines. P&O, for instance, have suites.
Yes.
And I think I'm right in saying that some of them still have butler service. I might be wrong on that now.
I think
Don't know.
But they don't have a dedicated area. They're just on a different part of a corridor. You might have some special perks, you might not.
Yeah.
But you don't have those dedicated areas.
No.
The cruise lines that I'm thinking of specifically are MSC,
Yep.
NCR,
Yes.
the Icon of the Seas now as the Sweet Neighbourhood.
Sweet-
So not
Sweet
all
Neighbour-
Royal Caribbean,
No,
but
Sweet Neighbourhood.
some specific ships.
Mhm.
But would you class what Princess are doing at the moment on, for instance, Sun and Star, where they've got their Sanctuary one as being ship within a ship?
Oh, that's a good question.
I personally wouldn't,
Oh,
but
no, no.
it's a similar experience that you get to go through a door that not everyone gets to go through, but it's not.
Yeah,
I think it kind of has to have everything. You don't have to leave. I could
Yeah.
have stayed in the yacht club on MSC the entire cruise, had a great cruise. There's no need to ever see anyone else if you don't want to. Yeah, I think of Cunard quite a lot as well. They have different levels, so they have like the Princess Grill, the Queen's Grill. It's like a ship within a ship, but it's split even within that. So it's not. There's no clear-cut
Yeah.
rules on this, and I think it's quite confusing.
It is, and I think Princess in particular, because they kind of changed with some Princess on the fly. When we went on it, the Sanctuary Sanctuary collection didn't exist.
Yeah.
And then sort of over the next 6 months, they went, actually, we're going to do this. I wouldn't be surprised for them to introduce a proper ship within a ship in the future at some point. It seems that they're beyond a suite class, but not kind of with that dedicated area where, as Emma said, you don't have to leave that area for the entire cruise if you don't want.
No.
But maybe we talk about sort of the differences between the ship within the ships then.
Well, what comes to mind for me straight away is that not all ship within a ship bits. We should have taken a drink every time we say this.
Ship within a ship
are
bits.
equal. Yes.
So true.
For example, exactly. I mean, NCL, their haven, they just have one menu. The whole
In the main restaurant.
in their ship within a ship restaurant, it's one menu that they have for the
That doesn't change.
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Whereas, as you know, Yacht Club, it's a themed
Menu each night, yeah,
Yeah.
it changes.
and it changes. And if it's formal night or fancy night, it's more elevated. So yet the pricing is very similar in respect of what you would expect to pay. But what you expect to pay and how much you pay and what you get in return is very different. And because Cunard, if we were going to pay Cunard Princess or Queen's Grill money, we'd actually go, oh, we'll just go on MSC Yacht Club this.
Well, that was quite interesting because when we first went on MSC, on Virtuosa's Yacht Club,
Yeah.
we were sat next to an older couple.
Yes.
They'd only, pre-pandemic,
Yeah.
only ever sailed Cunard.
That's right.
And they'd only ever sailed Princess,
wow.
but predominantly Queen's Grill.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, after the pandemic, they thought, oh, we'll give Virtuosa. I'm guessing there was some
Yeah.
bargain sailings and
Yeah.
just wanted to get on, and maybe
Yeah.
Cunard weren't available at that point.
Yeah.
And they basically switched, didn't they? Because they said the value that they get by comparison
Yes.
and the service on a like-for-like money, it was cheaper, but they were getting more.
Yeah.
And they didn't feel that it was a lower standard,
No.
which is quite a big thing for a couple who'd only ever cruised
Yes.
Cunard.
Yeah. And
it'll
that's
be
so
sort of-
different. Cunard to MSC.
Yeah.
One end of the
Yes.
spectrum to the other.
Yeah.
But that's why it's so confusing.
didn't
It's not just, it's not just pay more, get more, therefore better. Not at all.
No.
No, absolutely. And you look at the pricing on Icon of the Seas at the moment, and just in the normal balcony rooms, forgetting about the suite neighbourhood, and that's just at a different level. You're talking pricing more expensive than sort of Regent and Seabourn, and it gets to the bit of, when does ship in a ship actually just become, well, let's just get a better ship? And MSC kind of did that with
Explorer.
the Explorer Journeys ones, where they took that premise of the ship within a ship on MSC and just went, right, let's just expand it. And we know people want this experience. We can get more people in this, but give them a higher degree of sort of luxury.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sorry.
I know. I was going to say, I still feel that I would on a small luxury cruise line. I don't think I'd feel as comfortable as I would in the ship within a ship bit, because
Why?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm just I
You'd have more people on that than you would in Virtuoso. In Virtuoso ship area in yacht clubs, about 200, 250 guests in there.
think so.
Whereas you would on Explore Journeys have a lot more than that.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think I like being able to go out and have fun and go on also the vibrant bits, and then when I'm done, go back to through the doors.
Yeah,
You've
I think
been
that's
on
it. I mean, I've done some...
yacht club recently, Emma. What
Yeah.
What was your
So-
experience on there? What? 'Cause that was your first
I
one
loved
like
it.
that.
I loved going. Yeah, I loved going through those doors. I thought that was amazing. I just loved other people looking at me on the pool deck, and then I was like, I'm gone. I disappeared. You can't follow me. That was brilliant. Same thing like you said. I've cruised with MSC a lot. I think I've done 8 MSC cruises now. So I'm normally cheapest
Wow.
inside cabin, balcony cabin, fine. So I knew what I was getting myself into with, MSC's very lively cruise line, great. But having that pool deck, I think for me, that was the main thing. A
Yeah.
butler, I don't think
Yeah.
I need a butler particularly. It was great fun.
No.
But I don't have anything for a butler to do. I don't want them to unpack or iron. Like, I just don't have... If I have clothes that need ironing, I just don't bring them on a cruise because I'm so used to not ironing them, right? But I have done before smaller cruises, more luxurious cruises. And I definitely prefer a big ship with a small area, because sometimes on the small luxurious ships, you can't avoid, like, if they have entertainment, they've got on a local guest, they want everyone to dance. Like, that's the one thing that's happening. You can't avoid it. Versus on a big ship, go roller skating, go to the theatre, go bowling, and then just go back when you want.
Yeah, I think that bit of being able to go out into a bigger ship and have that massive... Because Virtuoso, as that example one, is a huge ship. But you've just got so many other options than just being stuck behind those glass doors. I mean, you're not stuck, are you?
No.
It's not a torture to be there.
No.
No.
But having those other options, and we did the same. We went out to some of the other restaurants, tried some of the different specialty dining, went to the theatre, as opposed to just sitting in the yacht club lounge and listening to the pianist,
Yeah.
which might get a little bit boring if that was your only entertainment
Yeah.
for the whole crew.
Maybe. I'm with you on the butler. It's nice that they bring you things in an afternoon. The lemon meringue pie that we had was a dream. But I'm not ready. Where they had to insist, if you were going to the speciality, come and I'll meet you at this time and I'll walk you through the ship. I found that.
Yeah.
I
felt
was
like going to a party, like my mum dropping me off. Mum will be back to pick you up after the party and take you through it. Which, they were so lovely, but also I can just walk because I know where it is.
Yes. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I'll be fine. I
very much like the sort of embarkation process that you have within those sort of ship within a ship options.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Where you do skip everything.
Yeah.
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 That
It
for
does
me
set a
is
precedent
worth
for
more.
everything else you ever do.
Yeah.
It does.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
no, I like having, gold
Definitely.
luggage tags on my bag and stuff like that. That was great. Like, priority in that way, I think, is worth more. And also just access to your own space. But, I made use of the butler. We asked him for cookies and he booked the meals and stuff. But normally I just do that. Just book a meal on my phone. Like, I've never struggled to do that myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
No. It's
Well, same out with that, the whole concierge bit. We've never really taken advantage of either in a suite class or the ship within the ship. So, like I say, that these days they give you that many other different ways of being able to book and do things that it really seems to take longer to leave your room and walk up and sort of wait for someone to do it than just do it.
yeah.
Nice if it's for
not bad.
things that are maybe sold out or you want to get on a wait list.
Yeah.
Well, we had a quick break there.
Right, so you ask a question now.
Oh, well, I was doing.
Okay.
And I'm not going to cut that bit out now.
Oh.
Yeah, Emma's just moved, for those of thinking that's a different background now.
Yeah.
yeah.
The joys of internet and wireless.
Yeah, something went a
Front.
bit weird, but it looks good now. So fingers
It does.
crossed.
Yes.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Perfect.
We'll just
Well-
chill.
The question I was going to ask you before that little bit of a quick break
Okay.
was, would you rather have fewer cruises on Yacht Club and going to the balcony,
Into a regular balcony.
into a regular balcony, or
More cruises in a regular.
sorry, more cruises on a regular balcony on MSC,
Yeah.
or fewer cruises, but going to an inside cabin yacht club, because we've never stayed in an inside.
I've never been in. I've never
Oh.
stayed in an inside cabin
So you can have a balcony
and go anytime.
and go probably twice as often, or an inside cabin, but go less.
I'm going to have to say, I think I'm going to have to say inside. And I never thought I'd ever say that.
But that shows how much you like yacht club.
It does show. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think I'd agree. Because
Are
for,
you like?
for me, I mean, that massive pool deck could just become your own balcony, right? You would just not spend time in your cabin much. Yeah, and the other perks, I think, just the lounge, the food, just not having to plan anything. For me, I think that would be worth it. The cabin, I had a lovely cabin, but
Yeah.
I don't spend a lot of time in my cabin particularly.
No.
Depends where you're going, I guess, if you want to be out there. But you have your own pool deck where they'll get you a drink and just refill it. So, yeah, I wouldn't feel hard done by if I was in an inside cabin. But on that deck, I'll be fine.
Yeah, I think I could do it.
Well, maybe we should try it.
I think we should.
That should
I
be
think
our
that's the
first
way.
inside cabin.
That's
the best way to do it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've not priced up the inside cabin.
I'm doing it after this.
You are going to, I guarantee straight after, you'll just pick your phone up and
Yeah.
start costing up.
For the one I did, recently, it was double the price to do inside in yacht club than a balcony outside.
Right.
But if you take into account the drinks package, the Wi-Fi, I don't think that's a bad deal. To be fair,
No.
and that was no particular promotion. That was just me thinking, oh, I wonder what it costs outside of here. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you're going to buy a drinks package, that's not cheap in itself. So yeah.
Well, we've covered a lot of the pros of being in a ship within a ship.
Okay.
What are, other than cost, because we've talked about,
such a...
which is an obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any negatives to being in the ship within a ship experience? I'm genuinely struggling.
I don't think. I mean, there's a danger someone could never leave there,
That's true.
so they might not know what else is going on. But that's not a problem for me. I still go out and go to the theatre shows, or I go out and go bowling, and I come back and I just plan my day like that. But
Yeah.
I guess someone could go on a cruise and they would maybe just not leave because
Yeah.
you
Maybe
don't have
miss
to.
out on some of the other
Yeah,
experiences.
I guess, but you can only do one thing at a time, right? So
Yeah.
other people are just missing out on that. So yeah, I struggle to think of a downside other than spending more money, of course.
Which is...
I mean, it's a fairly big downside. You could definitely
course.
have more cruises,
Yeah.
but you could have more cruises if you just went on sort of some of the sort of lower cost brands and had inside cabins and that. You could probably go on 4 or 5 times as many cruises as you would do compared to going on a balcony on others.
But
Yeah.
I do feel that you need to go out of yacht club or the bit
To
you know,
really
to
benefit.
appreciate going back. And yeah, that's getting the best of both worlds. I
And
think.
we've talked a lot about MSC there because we've all
We've
been
both,
on it.
yeah.
Are there any of the other ones that are out there that you would really like to try or really wouldn't want to try? I mean, there's none I wouldn't want to try.
Yeah, I'd try any of them. Some I'd want to try more than others, I guess.
Yeah.
We put it like that. I'm not as convinced by the Cunard one from speaking to people, because every time I've ever gone on a cruise, I find someone who is staying in this or that, and they want to tell me about it, and no one's ever said anything other than I love it and do it. No one's ever said it's not worth it. But I don't know, with Cunard it seems a bit weird with the different levels. I'm just not as sure what I would need to book to get access to everything. It'd be kind of annoying to book it and find out you're the second class of the top level. You know what I mean? Just not as sure. It's not as clear cut. But I snuck into the Haven when I was 13 with a friend who was staying there, and that looked amazing with the inside pool that a lot of them have.
Yeah.
That would be really nice.
Oh, yes.
But that's not cheap.
No.
No, that inside pool was the first ship within a ship one that I properly looked at.
It was,
Yeah.
amazing. Done it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. 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 So they definitely get the point for that.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
I'm
I
not
don't.
sure on some cruise lines where they don't have the ship within a ship, but they have the suites, sort of like Royal Caribbean, and then they have a restaurant, but it's just out in the ship, right? I don't think that would work that well for me because I don't know if I would want the things that are included in that necessarily. It's not
Yeah.
things I would buy anyway. Sometimes it comes with this specialty meal or this very expensive drinks package, and I probably wouldn't buy that anyway. So, I'm not sure. For me, it was more the access.
Yes. Yeah.
That felt, because I've always wanted that. I've always looked through the doors.
And I think on Virtuoso, I think it helps as well that when you come out through the doors and there's the inside pool, and we went one half term just accidentally,
yes.
so you can hear all the noise
As soon as you
from
come out,
the indoor pool, and you're like, nope.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
go back to the private pool.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I think time of year probably does have a big factor in if it's worth it. If you are doing a summer August cruise, I think the same perks are worth way more because you have a guaranteed sun lounger. There's enough space absolutely for everyone versus some cruise ships you can be wandering around trying to get a seat, and if you're in an inside cabin, it's kind of annoying. But if you're cruising to Northern Europe in November and you're not going to be sat outside looking at the shipping containers in Seabrooker, whatever, it's the same perk, but it's worth less, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Any final thoughts on the ship within a ship experience?
Well, I'm going to go cost an inside.
That's your final thought.
Yeah. I think for me, it just suits me better than a smaller, luxurious ship, which, not that I'm ever bored, but I do like a good theatre show. Like, you're not going to have a proper theatre show if you go on a Silver Sea or a Seabourn, or I've done, like Azamara, they don't have a theatre. And it's great, the shows they do everything they can, but you're not going to get Hairspray the Musical or any big show. So for me, I think that suits.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
Do you think you would miss it next time you go on MSC if you're at the other side of the glass doors?
I mean, I'll always miss it, but I've been back in an inside cabin since that cruise, and it was fine. It was totally fine. I wasn't like, "Where's my butler?" It's okay.
Right. Cruise confessions.
Oh my!
Now, this is a part that I would normally sit and read a story out, and we all pass judgment on somebody who's not here.
Yeah.
But Emma has brought her own cruise confession, and then we're going to pass judgment on her, and everyone else can do as well. But she's setting a precedent for all future guests that they've got to come with their own cruise confession now.
I just think that's fair, right?
I
I'm
do.
going to judge someone else. I'll bring something. And this one I came across this week and I forgot completely about it. So it surprised me. I don't know how vague I'm supposed to be. Maybe a bit more. I don't want to get in trouble. But I found one of my profile pictures that I had. I started my cruise website in 2016. And I have had the profile picture for years at the beginning. And I found the expanded version of it. And I could see the shadow of my phone where I took a picture of the picture. Because back then it wasn't on the screens. It was, everyone is out. So I took a sneaky picture of it there. And I forgot that I did that. But maybe it's definitely against the rules. It was fine. I wouldn't have bought it anyway. But now I buy them. I bought them on Yacht Club, right? Because my butler was like, take me to the front of the queue and do the Formula Light pictures. But I just forgot till I zoomed out and I was like, what is our shadow? Oh, that's definitely my phone.
Taking a picture of the picture.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean,
there was no one around. It was when they used to have the full corridors with just every single picture they printed out.
Yeah.
And it was a long time ago, so hopefully I'm forgiven. But it was eight years ago.
I think that's probably not that unique a story. I suspect a lot of people have done that. How many would admit to it?
Yeah, I would definitely not do it now. I mean, you can't really do it now. It's very different. But I wasn't thinking at the time. I had no plans on a career in the cruise industry. I was having a good time. So, yeah. But it was my profile picture for years and no one knows.
I mean, that's the far better bit, that it was your profile picture.
I didn't remember because it's cropped. Obviously, I cropped the shadow out.
I love it. I love it.
It is what it is.
Do you think Emma should be forgiven?
Of course I'm forgiving.
I won't do it again.
You see,
Right, Emma gets to keep a seat pass.
She does. She learned from the error.
Thank you.
Her ways.
Yeah, I never did it. I haven't done it since then.
No.
I do love so much that it was your profile picture for a long time.
If you go back,
That
you'll
just
see
adds
it.
a different level of
Yeah, it's on my
fantasticness
website.
to it.
You know, about me, criminal. But yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Do you ever chat about some news stories?
Oh, okay. I don't know what these are as
Usual.
as usual.
Okay, so the first one's a little bit about trends. Which
Trends?
isn't something we normally cover. But
No.
I was reading a piece that was published this week where they've said there's been a massive spike in cruise bookings. We talked very recently on the previous podcast about the increasing cost
Oh,
of
yeah.
cruising.
Yeah.
This kind of makes a little bit more sense when you hear these stats.
Okay.
So between January and October 24, where we are now compared to this time next year, there was a 344% spike in cruise bookings,
Wow.
which we've seen it. Some cruises are selling out incredibly quick, and those last-minute bargains are not really there anymore. But there's some interesting bits within there, because bookings by travellers in their 30s and 40s are up by nearly 900%.
For a cruise?
Yeah.
Can believe
So
it.
that 30 sector. When we first started looking at cruising, there was this preconception that it's for people.
Well, Emma's
Chocolate.
website that had the naughty picture.
Yeah.
It was there, but seeing a nearly 900% spike in a year for people in the 30s and 40s. But even more interesting, the Gen Zs, and that's how they put it, not me.
Yep.
That's up by 450%.
Wow.
Of it. How much of that they're paying themselves or the parents are paying, I'm not entirely
Yeah,
sure.
they're going on cruises.
Yes.
But,
yeah.
but they're going on there in a much bigger way than before. And it listed the most popular international cruise destination over the next year. So where do you think that was?
Starting port or just port in general or just med or...
Well, it just says the most popular international cruise destination. So
It's
I'll
normally
give you a clue,
the
it wasn't Portsmouth.
Yeah, normally the Caribbean is up every list, top of everything. For young people, think their spring break carnival cruise.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I think.
these young people have clearly got more money than I have at the moment. Where are you going? So it's not the Caribbean.
It's
not
Caribbean.
Portsmouth.
It's not the Bahamas.
No, I'd still guess that generally down there. Do you want to have another guess?
Med, Adriatic, I don't know.
Singapore.
Singapore?
Oh, love Singapore. That would be my recommendation, my personal recommendation, for sure.
Wow.
It is our favourite city on earth.
Yeah,
It's very
Of all
cool.
the ones we've been to.
Yeah.
In every city.
Yeah.
I haven't been all cities in Yorkshire, let alone on earth. But it's a great destination port for going out to places. And Disney, a home from there for, is it adventure?
It is adventure.
Interesting.
So when you look at the stats, and I'm guessing lots of other people have as well in much sort of more cruisy positions than we are, that you've got the younger generation wanting to go on more and more cruises.
Yeah.
And Singapore being the top one, makes sense that Disney had kind of home base from there for a big new ship. So what that tells me is that ship's going to be sold out constantly and it's going to be really expensive.
Like every Disney cruise.
Yeah.
Even if you do 3 days out of, the UK, sells out in seconds.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
They certainly do. Wow.
Yeah, we had to look at that for potentially doing Disney this summer, didn't we? And just say, you look at the short cruises and they're more expensive than going on a 7 or 10 day cruise with
somebody else.
Comparable cruise lines. So you're not going, I'll go on Costa or the lower cost one.
Yeah.
These were like comparable to Celebrity or Virgin. They were really expensive, but people go on it. So there's stuff there.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
They certainly do.
News story 2.
Okay.
Star Princess.
Oh.
So, Sun Princess's sister one that's coming out next year, they've announced that there's going to be several major upgrades over Sun. One of them wasn't ship within a ship at this point. It'd have been perfect timing if they'd have announced that this week, but they didn't. But they've said this is based on guest feedback from Sun. And I'm guessing the number of changes that we've seen made on there over the past sort of 7 or 8 months since she
Yeah,
sort of first
interesting.
flight out. They've genuinely have been listening to feedback, because I've never seen a cruise ship change as much in a short period of time.
No.
Yeah, they've changed so much.
Yeah.
Everything.
Again.
Yeah, it's every time I look at a picture, something's different to when we were on it in
Yeah.
March.
It was March, wasn't it? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not that long since.
Yeah, I'm kind of quite glad I didn't do a ship tour or anything like that, because none of it's true anymore.
No,
It's
Completely
new.
different.
yeah,
Yeah, but good for them doing it now rather than
Yeah.
waiting 10 years and just everyone's complaining about stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
Get it done.
So they've been listening to that feedback. Obviously, it's not a massive surprise that sort of Deck 19's having quite of a major overhaul on the new one.
yeah.
So that's now going to be the new Skydeck Sports Deck,
Okay.
Mhm.
which kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With some of that. They're
Yeah.
putting in a dedicated basketball court and jogging track, and just like every other cruise ship it appears in the world at the moment,
Pickleball.
Oh, yeah. I'll try to
Uh,
get that, but
I don't know when that became so popular, but you can't go on
I
a ship anywhere where there's not a pickleball court.
No, no.
Which, yeah, at some point we should really have a game.
yeah,
Definitely.
take it always in there. It's clearly a thing. Just, is it more of an American thing? Is it something we haven't got yet, maybe?
Yeah.
So much.
It'll catch on eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they've also said is that they're increasing the dining size in a couple of venues.
Okay.
Loved by Brita, they're expanding that.
Okay.
Which I was semi-surprised at.
Yeah.
Sort of the news at the moment was they'd lowered the price because it wasn't getting as much traction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one that I'm really pleased that they're doing is O'Malley's,
O'Malley's is
the
It's
Irish
so
one,
fun.
because trying to get in there is
Yeah.
so busy,
Yeah.
because it's a proper pub as well, and to try and get a table. So they're increasing. I think they're putting in like an extra 32 covers, something like that.
okay.
So fairly
Makes sense.
substantial.
Yeah, every
Yeah.
cruise line, they could just increase the pub size. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think, other than maybe MSC, it just tends to be the Brits that are in there on MSC. but,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
P&O, no matter how big they make that pub, Cunard, it just needs to be bigger every single time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the final bit that they've announced at the moment, although they have said there's more announcements coming, because we're still, 9 months out at this
Okay.
point, is they're expanding the smoke-free area in the casino.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, okay.
which,
I'm still surprised when they have smoking in
Me
casinos,
too.
to be honest. It seems
Yeah.
really weird to me to go, here's a ship, don't
Yeah.
smoke in it, unless.
You're in the yeah.
I don't really understand it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
we get the wanting people to stay in there more, and I'm sure it's the same in Vegas. I'm sure
don't
you
they want people
smoke-
to stay in the bars, like
Yeah.
everywhere?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but it's some rules, isn't it? They can,
Yeah.
so they do.
Yeah. But a bigger
yeah.
smoke-free area. It'll be interesting to see if they've resolved the problem that they had on Sun, where the smoke bit were coming out into the corridors.
where the
So you got off the lift and you could smell the smoke.
we knew we were
before
on
you
the
got-
right
Yeah.
on the right deck, because we were like, oh, this is
Blimey.
yeah.
Yeah, even though you were nowhere near at that point.
Yeah.
So interesting to see what they do there.
Yeah.
It's strange.
What changes would you like to see the Mac on Star compared to Sun?
Oh, that's a good question, because it's changed again quite a few times since we've been on. So, and I think what they've done as well at the front of the ship, where they have the dome area, I think that's adults only now as well for those
Oh,
the
is it?
swimming pool.
Is it?
And I'm sure I don't think I dreamt
They
that. I
can't-
think that's the thing.
Yeah,
There-
it can't
there's-
keep up.
But if it's not, that's what they should do.
So if they've not done that already, then the dome should just be for adults.
Not the dome, the swimming pool and the hot tubs and the bar at the
Oh, the bit in front of it.
yeah.
Okay.
And so it's almost, it's not a sanctuary, but it's an adult.
But if you did
Adult
that,
sanctuary.
given
yeah.
because the swimming pool goes inside and out,
hmm
Yeah.
if you don't make the dome adult only, how do you stop kids going in?
Well, that's what I'm doing. That's my thing.
So you're making that whole bit adults only, no children. Can they go to the shows in the evening?
No.
No. They have their own shows. They can go
Yeah.
see, like,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
track that.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
there anything you'd like to see?
I mean, I was on board for one day and nothing is the same as it was then. So I don't think there's anything I could say that is genuine. So yeah, I'll have to wait and see. I'm
Yeah.
glad I was maybe going to go on at the beginning, but I think I'm happier to wait maybe
Yeah.
even a year and then it's settled in and then I know what it
Yes.
is. Because as much as it's nice to do press launches and ships when they come out, but it's not really what that cruise is going to be like. Even if you wait 2 months, 3 months,
No.
it's not normally as extreme. But
Yeah,
normally
that
they'll
was
make
fairly
things,
extreme.
yeah, oh, this was free, now it's paid for. Like, even within those first few months, they're sort of changing the opening times and stuff. So, yeah, I'm actually happy I wait to,
Yeah.
not that I haven't got it booked, but interested in it for sure,
Yeah.
And the other thing I'd like to see them change is Spellbound. Now,
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely love Spellbound. I don't think they should get rid of Spellbound.
Mm.
But I don't want it just replicated on every single ship. I
Mm.
want it to be a reason for me to go on Star and have something different on there to what's on Sun.
Yeah.
Do you mean in respect of the magicalness or?
Well, either the magicalness or just a different attraction, but
Okay.
using that same space and doing something creative.
Themed differently.
Yeah, because otherwise there's a chance that the ships can end up being a bit cookie cutter.
Like the.
Like Virgin. You go on one Virgin ship, you don't.
Yeah.
There's
That's
lots
why-
of reasons to go back on Virgin, but you don't need to go on the ship to see different things.
I understand. Yeah.
You know, whether Brilliant will be a bit different when that comes out, you know, we'll have to see. But I
Yeah.
don't want each one of the Sphere class to be exactly the same.
Okay. So one like a speakeasy or haunted or.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something different,
All right.
a unique thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
I don't know about that because I've heard many people saying that the magic show, it's a very small room and you cannot stay out of it. And I want to, I'm a viewer. I'm not a participator. I'm not participating in it, right? I don't want to.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Yeah.
So there should be like 2 levels, like one for just watching. You're absolutely
Yes.
safe.
Yeah.
That's what I
And then, yeah.
I know that when we went, they were asking for volunteers as opposed
Yeah.
to picking on people specifically.
That's
But that
fine.
could easily change whether.
Still, when they're like, I need a lady, I'm like, no. I have left before shows because I'm like, I'm not risking it. No, too stressful.
Let's see what they do on Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully something that doesn't mean Emma has to take part in it.
I just want to know what's going to happen beforehand. I don't like anything surprise thrown on me without knowing. I think that's fair, right?
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I can't relax if I know something's going to happen.
Final news story. And I love this one
Okay.
this week.
Okay.
I know that you've heard this.
Okay.
Yeah, but we haven't talked about it.
Okay.
So, Seaborne Pursuit this week offers its submarine experiences when they're on there. So they have a couple of little micro subs that you can go on.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're very cheap and reasonably priced. But they go on and they go like sort of 100, 200 foot below the surface. So they're not going down thousands of feet. But they're very unique experiences. Anyway, this past week, they were in an area where they believed that there was a ship called the Titania, which sunk. It was a German ship, German supply ship, sunk in 1914.
Mm-hmm.
Never been found. Local fishermen have kept finding bits of metal floating nearby or caught something,
Yes.
but never found anything.
Okay.
The submarine went down,
Yeah.
found the ship with guests on board.
Wow.
They've now, that collective group of people have now been officially recognised as being the ones who've discovered this ship.
Wow.
They've got video footage of it because they record the experience while they're on there.
Yeah.
As I say, it's the first time anyone's seen it since 1914. It was
Wow.
95 metres below the surface.
That's what you want to find.
Yeah.
Not just
Yeah.
like murky, like
No.
was mostly in the sea. It's just sort of
Yeah.
not much.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Which I just thought was such a fantastic news story. But also, what an amazing advert for Seaborne
Yeah.
for selling more submarine experiences.
Yeah. God, I bet that's expensive.
Does it make, cost aside, does it make either of you want to try a submarine experience on a ship?
I don't think so. I did go to a ship that had a submarine on it once. The Scenic Eclipse, they have helicopters and submarines.
Wow.
But I went there on like a press event, flew to Rotterdam for one day, flew home again. So we just flew in the morning, came home.
Yeah.
And when we got there, they were like, oh, it's not done. You can't take any pictures or video. So it's like, I literally flew to Rotterdam and I couldn't even take a picture. But they were there, like they were putting in the carpet, they were building the tables. Like you could not have taken a picture of it. It was not ready. But why didn't they cancel it? Like,
Really?
but anyway, so I've seen the helicopter and stuff. Not I never say never, but it's not top of my to-do list to go in a submarine.
You're not a fan of the sea. You're not a fan of creatures in the sea, but you are
Yeah.
a fan of history. would it tempt you to have a go in if you thought there was a possibility of finding
A shipwreck.
a shipwreck?
1 in a million.
No, don't be put off by the fact that people have been looking for this ship for 110 years and they just stumbled on it. You could find another one.
It depends where I think I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
I
This one was off the coast of Chile, the San Juan Fernandez archipelago.
well, thank you for that. No,
Very well.
I mean,
cool.
yeah,
But yeah,
So-
rather they can do that.
yeah.
So it's not tempting you?
Like Emma said, never say never. I think I'm thinking about it now and no.
Yeah, I
Would
think
you
I'd,
get a bit of
I'd feel
anxiety?
panicky. I'd feel
Yeah,
sick.
me
But I was in
too.
the toilet in the submarine. Like,
No, no. I'd be clawing at the window.
Yeah.
You try to open the hatch as soon as you start.
They
It's like-
passed out.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if there's that opportunity, I won't push you to go on that one. Maybe I'll go back.
However, I would like to say that I've been watching the new Nautilus show on Amazon, Emma.
Oh, I haven't yet, but I feel like I need
and
to.
Captain Nemo, I'll go on his submarine. That's
Okay.
fine.
I'll look
So-
out.
So if it's an opportunity to go on the Nautilus, you hope for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very specific. Very specific
Yeah,
things. Yeah.
yes, because that's got bathrooms and bedrooms and everything.
It did, yeah.
Right.
So that's your requirement for going on one of these mini subs that has a bathroom and a bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah. Quiet room.
Yeah.
And a very nice.
And ideally some glass doors that you can go through and be away from everyone else.
Yeah. Sounds good. The tent, like when they have the main tent and then they have all the little bits off the edge, like little
Yeah.
bedroom, like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
That sounds perfect.
yeah.
Well, with that brings us to the end of the cruise cast. So we need to say thank you to Emma.
Thank you, Emma.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
for
Thank you
having me.
so much, Emma.
It's always nice to talk to you.
Oh, bless you.
And
Thank you.
we will play out with a little bit of
Oh,
mood music.
again. We're going to upset Paul Hudson. Here we
He
go.
is here again.
He's-
He seems okay. Let me show you. There he is.
Oh,
There you
hello.
are.
Let's see what Hudson thinks.
He's
Let's see.
gone. He can
He's,
sense
tr-
it
he's trying to
already.
get away already.
Yeah.
Ah.